All right, Mr. Chakravarti joins us now. He's the MD and CEO at Shriram City Union Finance. Mr. Chakravarti, thanks for joining us. We wanted to get a sense from you really on, what the outlook is now going forward. Two-wheeler sales, for instance, have seen a really strong pickup in September. Are you seeing that uptick in demand ahead of festive season?
Yes, we did see some uptick in demand in the month of September, and the first week of October, we've seen some good bookings. So we think we are keeping our fingers crossed, but I think this will be a good festival season for two-wheeler compared to, when you see what happened in the last 6 months.
Okay. How sustainable do you feel this trend is, particularly on two-wheelers going forward as well? What could be the potential growth drivers according to you?
See, major thing is that the incomes are back. The rural incomes are back. Now, even on the urban areas, the wages are coming back, and people have started going to work. And of course, this social distancing also is helping in purchase of two-wheelers. So the major driver would be, I think, the revival in the economic activity, which we are seeing across the sectors.
Sure. Mr. Chakravarti, but are loan inquiries increasing? And more importantly, are they really translating into disbursements?
I would say yes, because if you look at August was okay. September numbers year on year were almost the same for us, or actually it's about 5% better than last year. So inquiries are there and they are getting translated into sales. Definitely, yes.
Could you give me a number with the back of the envelope calculation, if at all, also, if you would have for the second half of the fiscal?
Second half of the fiscal, we are looking, for me, I'm looking at anywhere close to about 2,300, 2,400 crores of disbursement in two-wheeler, which will translate to something like close to 3 to 3.5 lakh two-wheelers funded by me, which if you look at the industry as a whole, probably the industry should have at least anywhere from, should grow anywhere from, we are looking at 8 to 10% growth for during this period compared to last year. Sales of industry.
What is the average rate at which you are giving two-wheeler loans?
The average rate would be anywhere between 20 to 22%.
Isn't that slightly high, considering that banks currently are giving auto loans at a much lower rate? And don't you worry about this kind of a loan?
See, auto loan, you cannot compare an auto loan to a two-wheeler loan. One is the ticket sizes are different. The costs of administering the loans are different. The cost for onboarding two-wheeler loan is much higher. Average ticket size of a two-wheeler loan would be anywhere from 57 to 60,000. Whereas your auto loans, average ticket size for an auto loan would be 3.5 lakhs. So the costs are higher. So, and I think the market actually pretty much absorbs this.
How much of your loan is, or how much of your loan book in the two-wheeler space is to salaried class, and how much is that to non-salaried class? Because two-wheeler is a category where you also have a very strong rural demand, and unfortunately, a lot of rural people do not pay taxes also.
It has nothing to do with taxes. The ticket size is 50,000-60,000. So you cannot equate a 60,000 purchase with a tax payment, number one. Number two, my portfolio, about 70% comes from semi-urban and rural areas, And salaried, the total portfolio salaried class will be about 30%.
Take our question. So if you have to compare your disbursement, if you have to, let's say compare your disbursements number for the month of September, how far are you from the pre-COVID level? And when will you go back to your 2018 levels? Because 2019 was a bad year for two-wheeler loans. On top of that, COVID happened. So there are two hurdles which you'll have to cross. Go back to the pre-COVID levels and go back to 2018 levels.
See, 2018 levels, I think if you're looking at September alone, we are almost 90%. We have reached a 90% level compared to 2018. 2019, we are slightly ahead. 20 September is slightly higher than 2019 numbers. So I think this October, this festival season, we should hit. We should see close to the normal numbers of pre-COVID. That's 2018 numbers.
Where is the demand coming from? We are astonished because when we look at the economy, when we look at unemployment, the fact that SMEs and MSCs are struggling, job creation has not happened, and on the other side, you've got demand which has come back, and it's just not you. Other companies are confirming as the same. So I'm just trying to understand or decipher or dissect that where is the demand coming from?
See, for me, it's mostly coming from this, as I said, semi-urban rural areas, from the farming community, from trades, businesses associated with the agriculture sector. Demand is coming back. In the urban areas, it's mostly people, trying to shun public transport and buying the two-wheelers.
Thanks so much for joining us, Mr. Chakravarti.
Thank you.